Hey, Dr. Tom Preston here, president, founder, head coach at Full Circle Coaching and Consulting. And I wanted to chat with you about a conversation I had with a client recently that really cemented in this construct that I posted at the start of this video, which is it's all perception, right? They were very, very heated and concerned about a certain situation that was going on in their life and their business, and their perception was, X. And they were very strongly opinionated about this particular situation and what was going on. And it took me a while to help them realize that it was just a perception. It was not necessarily the truth. I think in our culture today, we've long been led to believe that there's actually like a way that things are supposed to be. And everybody that's going to watch this video will quickly realize that that's not true. All you got to do is go back to being a kid and playing the telephone game. Remember where you used to get like a bunch of kids, lined up, and one would whisper a statement or a concept into, this kid's ear, and then they would pass on the next kid and so on. And by the time you got 5, 6, 8, 10 kids down, the story or the comment that was made was so completely screwed up and so different than what was initially stated, it just became like just a fun thing to do as a kid. Well, we do that all the time as adults. And certainly in my 20 plus year consulting career, I have seen it over and over and over and over again, where people have a very strong opinion about something because of a perception that they have. And people are sadly and unwittingly been led to believe that their perception is the truth. And let's be clear. In our worldview at Full Circle, it is their truth, it is your truth, but it doesn't mean that it is the truth. Because I would offer in my experience now coaching thousands and thousands and thousands of highly conscious entrepreneurs that there are 7.5 billion, or however many people there are on the planet today, perceptions or versions of the truth or reality, right? Because your version of the truth or your perception is truly yours. It's truly your truth, but it doesn't mean, again, that it is the truth. And the wisdom comes from just understanding that and understanding that it is just a perception, and that because it's a perception, it is subject to change. And it's likely and almost always different than someone else's perception. Thus, another example, my police officer friends will tell me that they come to an accident, and if there's 10 people that witnessed it, there will be 10 versions of what happened or 10 perceptions, right? Why I think this is so huge in life and business to just understand this really core concept of perception is because it'll allow you to be much more flexible in your views of the world, much more flexible in your opinions and your perceptions. Understanding that another person, another human likely doesn't share that perception, and as a result of that, you can minimize the chance for conflict and contrast and problems by helping them see your perception, but rather than dogmatically hitting it like it is the truth, you can say, this is my perception. It's been my experience. It's been my awareness. And how do you perceive this? What is your awareness, right? We see this a lot as a base level piece in coaching because one of the starting points for our coaching is helping people do a core values analysis. Because it is our core values that allow us to see the world through our certain, rose-colored glasses, right? What it is that we value, what it is that we see. I had a dear friend that I haven't talked to in quite a while recently Facebook Messenger me, and he was asking me, so what's going on in life? And the very first thing I did was I told him what's going on in the family's life. Why? Because that's my highest core value, right? It's my most treasured core value. So it's the thing that I want to talk the most about. I see clients all the time who judge other people because of their focus, because of their interests. Well, your focus and interests are based upon your values, which then colors your perceptions, and you see the world. Somebody was asking me the other day about what's going on in a certain, political election. I said, you know what? I don't care. I don't know, because it's not a part of my value system. Right? People say, well, you're being uninformed and so on. I say, no, I'm choosing what it is that I focus on, just like you do. It's just that I may or may not be, more aware of it than your average person is because I've been studying and teaching this stuff for so long. So please be aware, it's just a perception. It's not the truth, right? I've got some friends and family members that have gone on to higher levels of education, PhD levels in certain things, and they tell me that you get to the highest level. Like one of my nieces basically studied geology, and she said, Uncle Tom, you get to the highest end of geology, it's all the study of rocks. It's really just all theorems. It's all perception. You get to the highest level of mathematics, right? Good Will Hunting movie stuff, right? It's just theorems. 2 plus 2 equals 4 at a certain level, but you get to the highest level of mathematics, it's just theorems. It's all perceptions, right? So again, the value to you as a human being by recognizing that it's perception based upon values is to the flexibility it'll give you in your thinking. You won't necessarily be so dogmatically attached to your ideas. And when you truly do a core values analysis, you will understand exactly why you see the things you do in the world. And you can then also make different choices about where you put your focus based upon recognizing that it's just a perception. That, in my experience, is one of the keys to living a fulfilling and rewarding life and a fulfilling and rewarding business. Anyways, hope you're enjoying your day, and be aware all day, hopefully the rest of your life, on your perceptions and how they're coloring your view of the world. And know that those perceptions can change.